welcome back to POV Italian Cooking, where you see cooking from my point of view. Today we're going to do a little play on Chicken Marengo. We're going to take this traditional chicken recipe, kind of tweak it a little bit and make it into a wrap, because the wife and I are trying to keep the carbs down a little bit, trying not to do too much pasta, but I still got to have that Italian flavor. So what we're doing is we're taking chicken marengo, which is, legend has it, this is a meal that Napoleon Bonaparte developed or ate after the Battle of Marengo. We'll see if it's any good or not. We're going to give it a shot. So let's take a look at our ingredients. So we're going to use pound and a half of chicken or so. These are kind of like fryers, tender fryers. We are going to, of course, use salt, pepper, and a couple tablespoons of olive oil. We are going to use one red onion, roughly chopped, probably 3 cloves of garlic, a half a teaspoon of each dry thyme and dry oregano. We're going to use about a pound or so of mushrooms. I always like to mix my mushrooms. These are the white button mushrooms, and these are baby bellas. We are going to use about a half a cup of white wine, a can of peeled tomatoes, and we're just going to crush those with our hand. About a half a cup of green olives. We'll slice them up a little bit. Probably would rather use black, but I have green olives, so we're going to use those. A little bit of parsley as well. And we're going to use our romaine lettuce as a wrap. So we are going to break away for just a little bit, and what I'm going to do is get all my prep done. Then we'll come back and we'll kind of review the ingredients as we're adding them to our dish. All right, our oil is heating up, and while that's going, we need to season our chicken. Again, these are just little chicken tenders, chicken breast tenders. Salt and pepper. All right, olive oil is good and hot. Turn that down a little bit, and we're going to get the chicken in there. So, brown your chicken. Just get it good and brown. So our chicken is cooking away. We've got some of it done here that's already brown. What's in the pan is nearly done, so we're getting close. All right, our chicken is all done. As you can see, nice and golden brown. Throw that up in the microwave, keep it warm. Let's put a little bit more olive oil. Don't worry about all of this crunchy looking stuff in the bottom of the pan. All that does is add more depth of flavor. We're going to deglaze our pan here in a little bit with wine. All that's going to come up off the bottom anyway. So we are going to put our onions, our mushrooms. Wow, that's a lot of mushrooms. And our garlic. All in the pan. We're going to just kind of cook these until the onions get golden brown. The garlic kind of gets incorporated in there. And until the mushrooms start to cook down as well. So we're probably going to let this go for about, we'll say 10 minutes. Okay, you can see it's been about 4 or 5 minutes, and you can see everything starting to cook down a little bit. The onions are just starting to be translucent. We're going to let these cook for a few more minutes. But while we're waiting on that, our chicken. Since we're making wraps, now traditionally, Chicken Marengo is made with a whole chicken. You kind of break it down, so you've got bone chicken in here and this simmers. We're kind of doing a play on that and making a wrap. To make our wrap easier, what we're going to do is we're going to cut our chicken up into bite-sized pieces like so. So just so you can see, we're just going to cut it up like that. That way, when we pour it back in to our mix, once we get everything here together, when we're ready to scoop these into our lettuce wraps, it's going to just work out real nice. So as you can see, our onions are very translucent. It's time to get the rest of this together now. Our dry seasonings, again, we have a half a teaspoon of oregano and a half a teaspoon of thyme. These are just dry ingredients here, so we're just going to sprinkle them in. And you guys will get a kick out of this. When I was doing the review of ingredients, I was talking about parsley. Well, I looked real close and I grabbed cilantro at the store, so we're just going to use some dry parsley. About half a teaspoon as well. Then we're going to deglaze About a half cup of wine, give or take. It's probably a little bit more, but you know what? That's okay. We like our wine. Now what we're going to do is make sure we get all those tasty little crunchies off the bottom, which they all are. Man, that wine just pulls them all off there. Olives in the pool. Again, probably best to use black olives. Now our tomatoes. Now what I'm going to do on our tomatoes here is I am just going to hand crush these tomatoes. Real exciting, isn't it, to watch me hand crush tomatoes? But you're just sitting home, oh man, look at him hand crush those. Woo! Yeah, probably not the case. By the way, when you hand crush a tomato, don't just take it out and crush it, because if not, it's going to squirt everywhere. Put your thumb through it, and then all the juices will come out. But you got to make sure you kind of down in your pan. Take our chicken, put it in as well. I'm going to break away real quick, wash my hands, and we're going to stir. Get this all stirred up. I'm going to put a lid on it. We're going to let it simmer. There's another piece we missed. Pop, pop, pop. And wow, this smells good. Let's hit it with some salt and pepper. I did salt and pepper the chicken, but it's never enough. Salt, pepper, temperature down to simmer. Let's give it a little bit more wine because, hey, I want to drink wine. Why wouldn't the dish as well? Oh yeah, just a little bit more. Let that to soak in there. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to put the lid on. This is going to simmer away. When it gets close to being done, I'm going to take the lid off because I want some of the moisture to boil out. Again, I'm making a wrap. I don't want it to be too sloppy. It's already going to be a little bit sloppy. So I'm going to break away, clean up this disaster of a mess I made, cover this dish, 40 minutes, we'll be back. It has been about, half hour, 40 minutes, give or take. Now I did end up taking the lid off this to let it just cook without the lid. You may hear the dishwasher there behind me, trying to keep up with dishes. Reason I took the lid off is I am planning on making this into a wrap, and it's going to be a little sloppy anyway, so I just thought, well, you know, I'll let as much of the moisture boil out as possible. So, and I can't wait to eat this because it's been kind of a long day. We've filmed 3 episodes of POV Italian today. This is actually the 3rd episode. We did a breakfast. We did a little dessert. Watch out for that. It's a Weight Watcher cake with a chocolate Vinsanto glaze. All right, so I have put together my wrap. This is going to be a little sloppy. As you can see, this is a Chicken Marengo, and I'll use some nice leafy romaine lettuce. Again, I'm trying to just low carb it for a little bit. It's good. A little on the sloppy side, but this is really good. So the flavor, you can taste that white wine coming through, a hint of the onion, the thyme and oregano, not overpowering at all. Make sure you measure that out. Those dry spices sometimes can be a little overpowering, but it's infused the chicken, taking the time to let it simmer. Just every bite you get that tomatoey wine seasoned taste. So by all means, make this. You're gonna like it. Low carb. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and most importantly, subscribe on YouTube. So again, thanks for watching, and ciao.